Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to introduce you to Kindle Direct Publishing, also known as KDP. This is Amazon's self-publishing platform where you can publish books in either ebook or print format. They do offer paperback and hardcover, though unlike Ingram, they do not currently offer a dust jacket option. It is just a laminate option, but we'll cover that in a future video. Today, I'm just going to take you on a tour of the platform, show you some of the stuff you can do here, and in future videos, I'll show you how you can actually publish using the website. So this is the KDP homepage. Like with most other self-publishing platforms, you will be able to read up a bit about what you can do here. You'll be able to find help articles, etc. For now, you can either make an account if you don't already have one, or if you do, you can sign in. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably don't have an account yet, or maybe you just made one and you haven't actually tried it yet. It's really easy to join KDP. You would just click the Join KDP button and you will be taken through registration. They'll ask some information. You will at some point be asked for tax information, payment information. You will not be able to publish a book until you have done this. The tax information is obviously so they can see if you owe US taxes. If you are not a US citizen, there is usually some sort of tax treaty in place so you don't pay tax on anything you sell in the US. But you'll be able to see all that information when you go through. It's quite simple to answer the questions and go through it. And you would also upload your payment information so they know where to send your royalties. So once you've done that and you're all logged in, your homepage will look like this. You will be able to see all the books you currently have published. And you will also see this section, which is where you can create a new title. And sometimes you will also have this little badger up here, which is the view quality issues dashboard. I will touch on that in just a few moments. For now, I'm just going to show you a little bit more about the title area. So it used to be that if you published a book on KDP and then unpublished it, everything was all jumbled together and it was a huge mess and it made it very hard to organize. But thankfully, they have brought in archiving. So if at any point you no longer want a book published, or maybe you started uploading a book and you can't publish it for whatever reason. For instance, I have a coloring book for my dystopian series that I initially tried to publish on KDP. And they wouldn't accept it because of the way some of the pages were designed. They had big letters that were intentionally running off the page. They don't like that. They would not let me publish it unless I fixed it. So I just archived the title and I just published it through Ingram Spark because I didn't want to change that. You can also narrow it down by titles that are in a series, or you can look at all titles, which obviously would include all of the above. But for the most part, it will default to your titles and you can just very easily see everything you have published. And as you can see here, it shows the Kindle book and the paperback. They are linked, and then you can also create a hardcover. But if you're just starting out, you won't have anything here. So you would create a book using this section here, the Create section. So you would click Create, and then you would have the option for a Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, or to create a series page. Again, we will cover this in a future video. So this main page here is your bookshelf. And then we also have sections for reports, community, and marketing. So reports is where you will see the income you've earned on Amazon, and this will include your Kindle Unlimited earnings. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Kindle Unlimited, or maybe you've heard of it and you don't really know the details, it's basically a lending program that Amazon has where you enroll a title and then readers pay a monthly fee and they can read as many books as they want as long as they're enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. Like anything, it has pros and cons. For some genres, it's really great. You can earn a decent living doing that. For others, it's not ideal. None of my books are in KU presently because I just didn't really sell anything in KU, but it's definitely an option. The enrollment period is for 90 days. You can also have it so that books do not automatically re-enroll. So say you have a new release and you only want to enroll it for that initial 90 days just to give it a boost, you can do that and then it will automatically unenroll. Alternatively, it is very easy to unenroll a book. You would go to your ebook, and as you can see here, it has an option for enroll in KDP Select. Now, if you were enrolled, it would say something along the lines of manage KDP enrollment or something along that line, and it would take you to the correct page. Now, if you are in KDP and maybe you have 30 days left to go and gosh, you really want that book out of KDP right now, if you email Amazon, they're usually really good about taking your book out early. It's very rare they will say no. So again, if you are in KU and you decide it's not for you and the 90 days is just far too long, just try emailing them. Worst case scenario, they say no, and you just make sure you click to not automatically re-enroll. So let's start with marketing. So the marketing section has a section on KDP Select, so you can enroll a book from there, or like I said before, you can do it easily by clicking the 3 dots next to your ebook and enrolling it there. There's also a section for Amazon ads, Amazon Author Central, A+ content, and you can run a price promotion. And there's also nominate your ebooks for Kindle deals and Prime Reading. Now, you will probably get emails about Kindle deals and Prime Reading if your books sell well. Whether or not you decide to go into those programs is entirely up to you. You have to weigh up the pros and cons of what they're offering you. I've never personally done either, but my understanding is that they basically offer you like a one-up payment, and then your books are just in it for free to eligible readers for a set amount of time. Again, you'd have to weigh up the pros and cons of how much you would normally make in that period compared to what they're willing to pay you. It's different for everybody, but they give you the details in the email when you receive those. Or alternatively, you can nominate a book and they will consider it there. So a price promotion is when you want to either do something called a Kindle countdown deal or a free book promotion. Free book promotion's pretty self-explanatory. It's when you want to give your book away for free for a set amount of time. This can be a great way to have a little boost, especially say you have a new release in the same series, the second book is coming out. Giving the first book away for free or doing a discount on book 1 is a great way to push book 2. So you would obviously choose the free book promotion if you want to give it away for free. Kindle countdown deal is how you give away a book at a discounted price, and it would just ask you how many days you want to do it for. I cannot select or do one because it's only eligible for KDP Select books. So if your book is not in KU, you will not be able to run the price promotion through KDP. But if you are wide, which means published on multiple different platforms, available through multiple different retailers, and say you are doing a free day and you really want to make your book free for a certain period, all you have to do is make it free on other retailers first, and then Amazon will price match. I would suggest emailing them if it doesn't automatically do it. So for instance, I have a free promotion coming up for one of my books, and it's supposed to start on the Wednesday, but I've set my book to go free on the Monday, so I can make sure that if on the Monday Amazon hasn't automatically price matched, I can tell them to. And likewise, when you set your book back to normal price, you can email them again and say, hey, my book isn't free anymore. It's $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. Can you please price match it? And they will. Alternatively, if you want to set your book at a lower cost, you would just do that normally within the title itself, within the uploading section. And likewise, if you wanted to just make the book discounted for a set amount of time, again, they can either price match or you can manually go into your title on your bookshelf and change it within the pricing section. Most of the time, Amazon is really on top of price matching though, so you generally don't have to worry about it. Like I said, you can just keep an eye on it and email them and ask them to do it. All you have to do is make sure you provide a link to a valid retailer such as Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, something like that, and they will price match it. A+ content is really cool. And for the longest time, self-published authors didn't have access to this. So A+ content is extra information you can add to your Amazon product page. Really quick, I'm going to show you a few examples of A+ content with my own titles. There is so much you can do. It is not limited to what I have done. And honestly, it's something I like to play with and test out a lot anyways, so mine probably won't even stay like this. I will probably change it at some point. For the longest time, only traditional publishers had access to this, so it's a really neat feature. It just kind of makes your product page look a bit more fancy and I will be covering how to actually set it up and the different things you can do with it in a different video. But for now, just to show you a few quick examples, this is the first book in my dystopian series, and this is the A+ content here. It will say from the publisher. I have a banner with all the books. I have a little bit about tropes and whatnot you can find in the series, a little over here, and then I have this cool triptych image. And so that's all A+ content, and that's just an example of what you can do. So with the first book in my paranormal romance trilogy, I did something completely different. I just kept it kind of short and sweet and kept it with a banner and just this little trio of images here. So there's a ton you can do. I've seen some really neat ones where people put like charts where they show the tropes. If it's a series, it will have all the book names, and then it will have like check marks with the tropes. There are so many neat things you can do to really sort of, for lack of a better word, pimp up your page. So again, I'll be covering that in a future video to show you what you can do. So Author Central is similar to A+ content, except instead of allowing you to add extra sort of marketing material to your page, Author Central is all about your author page. So this is my author page on Amazon. You can see there's an about section, probably needs updating. It will also list your books out. It will show them also in series form. And you can follow authors here. This is a great way to get people to be notified about your releases, because if they follow you on Amazon every single time you publish a book to Amazon, they will get an email about it. Author Central is another one I'll be covering in a future video, but it's where you can go and add books to your author page to make sure they show up. Now, they should show up automatically in theory when you publish on KDP. It doesn't always happen. A lot of times as well, although the books are shown as linked here, if you have, say, published a paperback of a book also on Ingram Spark, or I don't know, Draft to Digital if you're deciding to use them for paperbacks, sometimes it will show up as two separate listings and you need to be able to link them together so they show up all under one joint listing. So for instance, you can see here my ebook, the audiobook, the hardcover, and the paperback. The hardcover is only published through Ingram, but it's all linked, and you do that all through Author Central. Again, I will cover how to do all that in a future video. Amazon Ads is pretty self-explanatory. It's how you run ads on Amazon to promote your books. So like with A+ content, you have to choose the marketplace you want to edit. It's quite annoying that you can't sort of do it to everyone at once, but Amazon makes you do it for every marketplace separately. I will show you the platform in a future video, but I am absolutely not the person to ask about how to do successful ads. I will walk you through how to set one up, but again, I am not the person to ask for how to make them work. I have tried Amazon ads and I have had periods of success and I have had periods of massive failure. But again, I'll show you the platform regardless in a future video so you can at least see what it looks like. So community is basically a support forum where you can post questions, you can search to see if anyone's already asked your question. It's basically just your standard help area. And you can also obviously get help directly from Amazon, from KDP by clicking help, or alternatively, you can do it from the help section in your main account. As well, you can edit your account details at any time by clicking account in this top section. So really quick, before I jump into reports, I'm going to show you the quality issues dashboard. Now, this is something that there is a lot of sort of contention about. So on Amazon, and as far as I'm aware, this is only for self-published books, again, part of the contention, readers can report what they think are errors, and this can cause a lot of problems. So say someone thinks something is a typo and it's not, they can flag it. Amazon will flag it and tell you to fix it. And as well, when they do that, there will be some sort of banner on your product page that will say that it has a quality issue, which can obviously cost you sales. It's not ideal. I really do not recommend you do this to authors ever, please. As an author myself, I hate it and I hope no one ever has to go through it. It's seriously the worst thing ever. It is best to just contact the author directly, but that's neither here nor there. If you do get a quality notification, it's super easy to fix. It will show up here. It will say what the issue is, and you can actually tell Amazon if it is or isn't an error. So say you have a character who's maybe imbibed on one too many alcoholic beverages and their speech is slurring, and so it looks like a typo or something like that. It could be reported by a reader who maybe doesn't understand that's what's happening, or maybe they think it should be spelled a different way. Trust me, I have seen it all. I have seen readers say, I think you should rewrite a sentence this way. It's, again, frustrating, but you can tell Amazon it's not a mistake. Or if it is a mistake, you can say, I will fix it. And all you have to do is go back to your bookshelf and just re-upload it. It's really not that hard. It's just annoying when people get hundreds of notifications. I thankfully have only ever had one, but that is where you go to fix it. And it's pretty hard to miss because unless you have had a quality issue reported, this won't even appear on your dashboard. That only ever appeared once I got the one flagged error. The last thing to show you is the reports section. Do not judge my earnings too harshly. I make next to nothing at the moment because my focus has been entirely elsewhere and I'm not currently pushing any of my books. But this is what your dashboard looks like. You will see today's estimated royalties, how many orders you've had, and then KENP reads. KENP stands for Kindle Normalized Pages. It is basically how many pages your book is considered to be for the Kindle Unlimited program. So with Kindle Unlimited, you are paid per page read, and this is how you know how many pages have been read a day. Now, here's the interesting thing. I am not actually in KU, and yet I have 24 pages read. However, my books were in KU as of March this year, I think. It's been a couple months. I took them out earlier this year. So if someone rents your book while you're in KU, even if you then remove that book from KU, if they haven't returned it, it will stay in their KU library and they will still be able to read it in KU until they manually return it. So that's why even if you've left KU, you will sometimes still see that you have KENP reads. Don't worry too much about that. It's not an error. It's just someone has still had it in their lending library and they just haven't returned it. So from your dashboard, you can break it down into orders, your Kindle edition normalized page reads, what you've earned month to date. If you've run any promotions, you can see how they did, and you can also see pre-orders. And then there's also the royalties estimator, which will just take you to this page and you can see your royalty estimators for the month. And there's my whopping £5.31 because I have not promoted my books in a billion years. At the moment, Kindle Vella is only available in the US, so I am not on Kindle Vella. I have not used it, but you can see the Kindle Vella dashboard here. If you want to look at the prior month's royalties, you can do that here, and you can also see the payments section, which shows you what you've been paid, and you can also download reports and break it down that way. And again, you can easily get back to your bookshelf, go to community, go to marketing, and whatnot. So that's KDP. There's nothing else really to show you in terms of introduction to the platform. But in future videos, I will walk you through how to do literally everything on here, from creating an ebook to creating a paperback or hardcover, to using A+ content, to Author Central and linking books. Everything about Amazon, I will teach you how to do. So stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you then.